oldest son number one asked specially for me to make him a paracord duck call lanyard and a duck strap. I had to do a double take, and I had a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment. Sorry for the plane, folks. Because I'm not a duck hunter. I'm not a hunter at all. I'm too lazy. Go away. He still wants to bite this. I've got a, what they call a dead cat windsock on here. And he just totally wants to eat it. I'm too lazy. I like to go to the grocery store and pick my stuff out of the meat department. So I don't do a whole lot of hunting. I like to do a lot of shooting though, and you'll see in the other videos that yeah, we like to do a lot of shooting. However, oldest son number one is in his hunter phase, and he's out shooting pigs. He's out, go away, dog. And he likes to go duck hunting. So when he has, get out, go on. I'm gonna have to put you inside if you don't knock it out. Go chase the birds. Go get the birds. Retard. Yes. No wheelies. Go away. Anyway, I had no idea what a duck call lanyard was, and 3 seconds on the internet, I came up with this, and this is a duck call lanyard. This is what they call it. It has spots for 6 calls. Apparently, they like to put 2 of these straps on a call just to make sure that that bad boy won't fall off. I don't know how expensive calls are. Don't care. But apparently, duck hunters do. And so, you've got 2 simple nooses, basically, for each call. And there's 6 of them. I didn't know that you had so many different kinds of calls for ducks, but whatever. Apparently you do. This is a round braid. Nothing special. Round braid with paracord. And it is very easy to do. Just make the long as you want to. Basically, it's hanging down just below the rib cage, not too far. And with the extensions, you know, the lanyards, you don't want it hanging down too far on there. But this is a rigid cobra weave on here, which is basically just 2 cobras, one on the underside and one on top of it. Make it nice and thick, make it nice and stiff. And what I did was I joined the 2 right here, so you can see it's a little fatter than the sides right here, and you can see it's a little fatter right in there. I didn't think that would matter too much. I don't know how to, you know, I haven't done, this is the first one I've ever done, so I don't exactly know how to join the end of the round braid together. But it's a solid knot, and the double cobra weave, it looks really nice. Now, I didn't go as a trick as I could have, because I could have done what I did here on my bracelet. This is a double weave. They call it a rigid king cobra, and I put a black accent around the sides of it to give it a little nicer look to it, and love this. But he wasn't looking for anything like that. He wasn't looking at anything that special. I would like to do that on the next one I do. but he really wasn't asking for that, and he wasn't really sure about the colors and all. And I happened to have some olive drab and desert tan, so it looks real nice, and it'll give him some camouflage to it. It wasn't too terribly hard to make. I think that the duck strap was a little tougher to do. Duck strap. I had no freaking idea on what that is. But apparently what you do is you put your poor little Daffy that you shot on this, and you take and pull strand out, you know, basically you just loop it, put it over poor Daffy's head, and it tightens up like that. And sorry for the cut, another cut happens, and it holds your ducks while you're walking out of wherever the hell you go and shoot. This is a bowline knot right here, and this is a simple noose. I figured if it comes undone or he wants to change the length of it or whatever, it's really easy to do. It's nothing special, but at least it won't come undone. Same with this. The bowline knot will not come undone. Get out of here! Go, moron! Get. No, it tightens up on itself, and that's kind of what you want. You definitely don't want these things coming undone. Get out of here! Moron. And this one here is a simple ladder rack or trilobite, depending on who you are and what you're doing, with a couple of overhand knots just to do this. Basically, this strand right here is going all the way up and through this, and I've only tied it with overhand knots because there's nothing to secure it other than the weave itself, and the weave is woven around these two, and then these two, and these two, so it's got a real nice pattern to it. It's nice and tight. This one was a bit more work, believe it or not, than that one. Because I can tie the Cobra nice and tight just sitting there and going. This one I had to tie, and then once I got it finished I had to go back and dress it, and that means starting on one end and working my way all the way around to the other end and pull all these tight and untwist it. I want my paracord to be uniform and looking nice. I don't want it all twisted up. And as you can see here, most of this is in really, really clean shape. See how close I can get on this. There we go. Come on, focus. There we go. You know, you don't want those things twisted. You want them looking really nice and sharp. And you want it tight too. You don't want it coming undone. And then when I got to the end of this thing, I wove the ends all the way through to about halfway, about 3/4 of the way through it, and pulled it tight and cut them off so that there's no boogers on it. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. This is cheap shit what you would find on a Walmart bracelet. Unfortunately, this thing was so thick and so tight, I couldn't thread this up in there, which is a learning experience for me. Don't make this super, super tight right off the bat. Give it some time so that you can go through and dress it, and you can pull these boogers. You know, you can thread them up through here all the way through and then pull them tight, and cut them off so you don't have these ends. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And check this out. You will find on my bracelet, you will not see any boogers except for that. And that is just because I pulled it through from the end, and I pulled it through and just cut it off. So it's nice and soft. It won't abrade me, and I have no boogers on the end of this thing. Nothing. It's not going to look like, you know, some cheap Chinese-made piece of crap, which that's embarrassing for me. I just can't stand that. However, it is the first one. I'll make him another one as we go through this, and as he tries it out, I'm curious to see how that is going to hold up. I mean, I don't know how many times a year he goes out and goes duck hunting, but I'm curious to see how that's going to hold up. So there you have it. Paracord, duck call lanyard, and duck strap. Merry Christmas, son. Love ya. And hope this works out for you. Let me know how it does work out, please, because I want to maybe make these things. This is a hobby. I don't know exactly what they're selling for online or whatever, but they weren't too terribly, a couple hours to make. That one there, that was almost 100 feet of paracord when I got done with it. Yes, there was some slop left over, which I used actually on this, about 2 foot on there. So I'm going to say about 80 foot and probably about 60 feet paracord right there. But you ask me, they look pretty sharp, and they're easy to do. If you have any inkling to make something like this, if you want hints on where to go to find stuff, to get some tutorials on it, let me know. Put in the comments down there. I look at my comments all the time, and if you're so inclined to ask a question, I will certainly do my best to answer it. Jackhammer Mike, out.